know. Look, I know how you... Come on, stop it. I know just how you feel. I have a mirror. This group is possessed tonight. I don't know why you... Yeah, you're happy now, but you realize while you're here, your kids are sitting at home with your credit cards watching the Home Shopping Network. Ordering things.
Right.
Son made that 80-carat zircon. What is cubic zirconia? I don't see you wearing sports outfits very much.
Occasionally, yes.
You usually wear suits. You look like a large, happy koala bear.
I am.
And you, we're not even going to talk about. Harold Teen lives. We may be interrupting the show a couple of times tonight. Hope you don't mind. Walter Cronkite asked me to pass the hat for CBS. See? Yeah. Tough, yeah. Are they cutting back here at NBC at all?
No, sir. They wouldn't dare.
Oh, I see. I hope not. Well, let's see what's going back in Washington. That's where all the funny stuff is lately. The House voted down aid to the countries. They wouldn't go for it. The countries are desperate. They said if they don't get the money by April 1st, God will call them home. We shouldn't worry about Oral Roberts. He just got a 30-day reprieve from Michael Landon. So, Oral is a little depressed because earlier, to cheer him up, his wife gave him a 3-week membership to the Book of the Month Club. Anyway, it seems this money, which went from Iran to Switzerland to apparently to the countries, $10 million is still missing, and they can't account for it. The countries admitted today that most of the money was spent on flowers and candy for Fawn Hall. You know Fawn Hall? She's the pretty lady who is Colonel Oliver North's secretary. Was turned down $500,000 from Penthouse magazine to pose nude. For $500,000, I would hang nude with the Salamis and Nate Nell's window. Now, have you seen the latest with the president? Yesterday, the reporters are questioning him. Reagan was avoiding saying he had laryngitis. And he says, I lost my voice. And when the reporters looked a little skeptical, the president says, I lost it. But do you remember where your voice was, August 8th, 1985? Late bulletin just came in from the newsroom. You probably haven't heard this. The Vatican just condemned a witch doctor for doing a fertility dance. I realize that's a little dicey, but you try it. The Vatican came out with a new pronouncement, very strict. You're familiar with it? They don't want even Shirley MacLaine to come back unless it's a natural birth. 2. Here's something will cheer you up. The doctors say that the health of the Ayatollah Khomeini has taken a turn for the worse. Yeah, he's 86 years old. The doctors say he's not expected to live much longer. And the doctors told the Ayatollah to have a couple of drinks, maybe a little sex, so they can have one picture of him smiling. Not much. You know what's the postage rate right now? Postage stamps. What are they? You know they're going up to 26 cents? Oh, yeah. Yeah, yes, what I like. Why don't they just put some adhesive on the back of dollar bills and get it over with? You know, forget the whole thing. How many of you are familiar with Madame Tussauds Wax Museum in London, is it not? Have you been there? You know the latest figure to be installed in Madame Tussauds Wax Museum? Sylvester Stallone. Get out of here. Some lady said, get out of here. I'm Sylvester Stallone. Stallone was very philosophical about being a 6-foot wax figure. He says, well, you gotta be a candle, you gotta be a candle. You know, what do you do? Yo. Anyway, tonight we have very clever guy, good actor, funny man, Danny DeVito. Very amusing writer who writes a lot of articles for the New Yorker magazine. Calvin Trillin is here tonight. And a young man, and when I say young man, I mean young. He is 4 years old. I believe he is from Texas. And his name is Rowan Verovidecker, and he is a genius at spelling. In fact, they would not let him in the spelling contest, I guess, because he was in kindergarten. But he beat five. It's amazing. He is here with us tonight. And what? Oh, yeah. The mighty Carson art players are going to do a little something for you? Sure. Stay where you are. Now, my first guest came to our attention because he has an exceptional talent. He can spell over 3,000 words, and he is only 4 years old. We invited him here to probably humiliate all of us. He is from Houston, Texas, and his name is Rowan Verovidecker. Rowan? You comfortable in that chair?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did I pronounce your name? Now, I was a little worried about your name. First name is Rowan? Rowan Verovidecker.
Yeah.
Did I do that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're a good-looking boy.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have you been on television much before?
Yes.
Yeah, down in Houston?
Hmm?
Yeah. Did you come in here by plane trip from Houston?
Yes.
How was the trip?
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
The plane trip was super, and my sister didn't even bother me.
Yeah. Your sister didn't bother you at all?
No.
How old is your sister?
1.
She's 1. What's her name?
Rita.
Rita. That's a pretty name.
Thank you.
Yeah. Did we send a car for you, a limousine to bring you out here tonight?
Yes.
Yeah. Have you ridden in a limousine before?
Mm-hmm. I did. I'm not telling.
What?
I'm not telling. It's another show.
Somebody told me, Rowan, that when you were going to be on our show,
Yes.
you read something about me. You didn't know me very well, right? Because you probably don't stay up this late to watch the show, do you?
Yes. I did.
Oh, you did?
On Monday, yes.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Yeah. How did you like it? Did you like the show?
Yeah. You know what?
What?
You know, when I read the book about you, and when you were 13 years old, you used to do magic tricks.
You did read. I did magic when I was 13. That's
Yeah.
right.
Can you show me some?
I'll tell you what I'll do. Okay? I'll tell you what I do. Now, I haven't done a lot for this, but do you like coins?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll show you how to make a coin disappear. All right? All right, and we got, see this? That's a quarter, right?
Yeah.
Now, if I take it and hold it, and I give it to you, would you hold it for me?
Yes.
Okay, here's what I'm going to do. Now, watch very carefully. Okay? Here it is. And you hold it. Huh? You like that? Want to see it again? Okay, now I'll take it over here. Now, you hold that one. Don't let it go. Yeah. It's right over here, in your ear. You like that? Yeah. You got it, huh? That's good. Now, tell me about this spelling bee. You tried to get into a spelling bee, and I understand they wouldn't let you be in
Yeah.
it?
I went to 5 rounds, and I won all 5 rounds. But the 6th round, they said I have to go, but when I went there, I couldn't go because I was too young.
You were too young. Yeah, but you went through 5 different rounds.
Yeah.
Now, what age, what grade were the other people in? Somebody said they were like the 5th grade students or something like that?
1 through 5.
1 through 5. And you're just still in kindergarten or?
Pre-kindergarten.
Pre-kindergarten. When did you realize you were a good speller? You like words?
Yes.
Yeah. How old were you when you started this?
I was 4.
You were 4. 4, that's right, okay. You're gonna be 5 tomorrow. You're kind of kidding us. You're closer to 5, aren't you?
Yeah.
Your birthday's tomorrow?
Yeah, can you try to come?
Can I try what?
Can you try to come to my birthday?
Can I come to your birthday?
Yeah.
Where's the party gonna be?
In Disneyland.
In Disneyland.
I know when your birthday is.
What?
I know when your birthday is.
You know when my birthday is?
Yes.
When?
October 23rd, 1925.
That was a long time ago, wasn't it? Yeah. How'd you know that? You read that, huh?
Yeah.
Somebody told me in addition to, we're going to get to the spelling in a minute, but somebody told me in addition to spelling words, you can name the capital of any state in the United States? Right? The capitals? Can you know all the capitals of all the United States?
Mm-hmm.
If I give you a state, could you give me the capital?
Sure. I know all Alabama to Wyoming.
Alabama through Wyoming.
Yeah.
Okay, how about Nebraska?
Lincoln.
That's right. Lincoln, Nebraska. I'm just going to give you the ones I know. How about... Okay. No. All right. South Dakota.
South Dakota. Bismarck?
Bismarck. And North Dakota? No, I think you may have them.
South Dakota.
There's North Dakota and South Dakota. Bismarck is one of them. But I think that's North Dakota.
Oh, yeah.
How about South Dakota?
Pierre?
Pierre, that's it. You're right. I wasn't trying to trap you there. You just got the 2 Dakotas mixed up. Anybody could do that. Okay, one more. Ed, give him any state.
Massachusetts.
Boston.
Boston.
Boston. There you are. Okay, now, shall we... I got a list of words here, okay? We do commercial first? Okay, we're gonna do... You know what a commercial is?
Yeah.
You know what a commercial is?
Mm-hmm.
Where we stop and have to sell something?
Yes.
Okay. We'll take a break and we'll be right back. Stay where you are. Okay, we are back. Now, if you just joined us... If you just tuned in, my young friend here is Rohan Vera-Videcker from Houston. Also, besides the capitals of all the states, I understand you know all the planets.
Yes.
Can you name the planets?
Mm-hmm. I can name all 9 of them.
All 9 of them? Okay. Go ahead.
Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto.
Pretty good. Very good.
Thank you.
Want to try? You're welcome. You want to try some spelling words here now?
Sure.
Okay. I'm not gonna show you these. Okay. Let's start off with extraordinary.
EXTRAORDINARY.
That's correct. Hypocrisy.
HYPOCRISY.
That's right. You get a toughie here. How about superfluous?
SUPERFLUOUS.
F-L-U-O-U-S. Right. Amnesia.
AMNESIA.
All right. Are you making that disappear? Are you working on that? You just have to work on that. I'll show you how that's done later. All right? Okay. You
How do
ready?
you make that really disappear?
What?
How do you make this really
How do I make it? You get married. don't understand that joke, but you will someday. What?
There's no such thing as marrying yet.
Yeah, marrying. You're gonna get married someday, you think? Yeah,
When we're big.
Yeah, when you're big and have a family of your own, right? Sure. You should do all those things. What would you like to be when you get older? You thought about it?
Yeah. I want to be a president. That's president.
Well, that's certainly right. Yes, President. President. Well, might as well set your sights high, right? And go for the top job, President of the United States.
Yes.
Boy, that would be something, wouldn't it? Uh-huh. How about, you want to try another word here?
Yeah.
Okay. Inextinguishable.
Ian, yeah.
Inextinguishable.
Ian. Iron.
Okay.
Iron. EXTINGUISHABLE.
You're right. How about bioengineering?
BIOENGINEERING.
Yay. Are there favorite words you like to spell
Yeah.
that most people miss? What are some of those?
Abbreviate.
Abbreviate.
Yeah.
ABREVIATE? Is that right? Okay. Not bad for somebody who was born October 23rd, 1925. Why do you like abbreviate?
Because it has two B's, BB.
BBs, yeah. What other words are your favorites?
Bioengineering.
Well, you did that one. You did bioengineering.
That's my favorite one.
That's your favorite word? Yeah.
Inextinguishable.
Inextinguishable. Yeah, how many words altogether can you spell? Somebody said like 3,000
Yes.
different words. That's good. Now, are you going to go in the first grade next year? Will you be in the spelling bee next year? Since you'll be now 5, will they let you be in the spelling bee next year?
Yeah, next year.
Yeah. You think you can win? Yeah. Now, you're going to Disneyland. What do you want for your birthday tomorrow? You thought about it?
Anything's fine.
Anything's fine? Nothing special you would want at all?
No.
Yeah. Well, you're a very nice young man. It was nice having you on the show. Did you have a good time tonight?
Yes.
We enjoyed having you here.
Thank you.
You keep up the good work, and we'll keep in touch with you, all right?
Okay.
Okay, Rohan, you can take the quarter. You want the quarter?
Yes.
Okay, thanks for coming. Inextinguishable.
Just like he spelled it. He was right.
4 years old.
Yeah. Oh.
I was 4. I had a tutor for potty training. On the show. All right, we'll be back. Danny DeVito is here and Calvin Trillin, so stay where you are. And other stuff.
The biggest movement in television today is toward information programming. Local stations are increasing the length of their broadcasts. One cable network provides 24 hours of news a day. Obviously, TV news is here to stay. Let's take a look at what a typical newscast might look like in the future, 20 years from today.
March 12, 2007. It's the evening news with Zontar Rather.
Good evening. From the polluted oceans to the radioactive mountains to all the United States, here is the news. There was a close call today in the Vatican. The newly elected head of the Catholic Church, Michael J. Fox, was almost suffocated when he tried on for the first time his Pope hat. After years of lobbying by animal rights activists, the Supreme Court has ruled that laboratories may no longer use animals in experiments, but instead must use testing subjects that are universally agreed to be expendable, namely game show hosts. In our Hollywood file, ABC announced that a series popular back in TV's golden age, Moonlighting, will go back into production, only with a new look. The male lead, Bruce Willis, whose hair was thinning back in the show's heyday, has gotten a hair transplant. The irony is that Willis's co-star, Sybil Shepherd, has come over the years to closely resemble actor-activist Ed Asner. A sad story about one of our former colleagues, ex-White House correspondent Sam Donaldson, who you may recall became tragically insane in 1989 and escaped from the institution this morning. He was fished out of New York Harbor by the Coast Guard while screaming abrasive questions at the Statue of Liberty. On the business front, as you know, the health consciousness of the 80s led to the opening of a special kind of food establishment, roughage restaurants, which gave new meaning to the term fast food. Today, the most successful chain of these roughage restaurants, Bob's Fiber Boy, went bankrupt today because of the high cost of providing 50 men's room attendants per restaurant. The FBI has arrested top executives of the DuPont Corporation after undercover agents discovered that the fabrics Orlan and Dacron are not synthetic after all, but are made from the fur of Smurfs, who are slaughtered for their pelts. Disgusting. And speaking of lovable creatures, it's 20 years ago this week since the decision to allow condom ads on television. This decision paved the way for what has become the most successful Saturday morning cartoon show in television history. I'm referring, of course, to Captain Condom. In our whatever happened to department, this item. Retired Lieutenant Colonel Oliver North, who dropped out of sight in 1987 and started up a very successful breakfast cereal product, Nabisco Shredded Documents, was finally married to the one who has been his constant companion since those trying days back in 1987, his station wagon. In Washington yesterday, there was a reunion of living American presidents. In attendance were Jimmy Carter, Gerald Ford, and Richard Nixon. 96-year-old Ronald Reagan was absent. Mr. Reagan claims he forgot the date of the reunion and also forgot he is a former president. Meanwhile, on Capitol Hill, a joint investigative committee in Congress has been forced to investigate a White House scandal dubbed Alphabet Gate, in which it is alleged that President Vanna White has been secretly selling vowels to Iran. That's the news. This is Zontar Rather. Good night and good luck. Okay. Here's a very talented, funny guy. He needs no introduction. He did years on Taxi. He's starring in a new movie called Tin Men, which just recently opened, I guess, all over the country. Would you welcome Danny DeVito? Okay. Spell Massachusetts.
Forget it.
You believe that?
I can't believe this. This guy is.
I was trying to remember
terrific?
when I was trying to remember when I was 4, but you can't remember when you're 4, or
No.
can you?
Well, I got a 4-year-old.
Do you?
Lucy's 4 yesterday. Yeah.
Can she name the?
No.
Can she name the 4th, the 9 planets?
The 9 planets? I can't name the 9 planets. I mean, it's.
Were you bright in school, or did you?
No. None of that.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I was an average student. I didn't like it. I didn't like to go to school.
Horsing around most of the time?
Yeah, clowning around in Jersey.
Yo!
No, I mean, well, I went to school at nuns. The first 8 years I was nuns. I mean,
Strict.
it's like a lot of hair pulling and knuckle cracking.
Yeah.
It was strict, really. I mean, you used to go to get the new books. They give you the new books when you come to school the first day. You'd always open up and there'd be hair in the books. Yeah, really.
Speaking of hair,
Oh,
is this a different color? Now,
noticed.
if you got a color television set,
no,
this looks like a Henner Rinse job.
It's kind of amber. It's kind of like I'm doing a new film.
Yeah.
Called "Throw Mama from the Train." And
Is that the title?
Yeah, that's the
Throw
title.
Mama
Throw
from the
Mama
Train.
from the Train, and it stars myself and Billy Crystal, and we start shooting on the 13th
Yeah.
of April, and I was just testing things, with this. I'm also directing the picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm, I was trying some, some little things for the character, We're doing all
So you
kinds
tr-
of. Yeah.
When did you start? When did your hair start, as they say, thinning?
When did it start thinning?
Thinning, yeah.
I think I was about 8. It's kind of gone there, I mean, usually sometimes you have to do the spot,
Yeah.
You have to. I remember when I did Going South with Jack Nicholson. He
Right.
directed that picture, and it was we didn't do any makeup at all. We just were out in Mexico and. We all had little tans, but I remember what we used to do is go by the makeup truck and stick our heads in the truck, and she'd spray us with streaks and tips,
Yeah. To fill it
Yeah,
out.
well, fill it out a little bit,
Now, we've talked about this the last time you were here, although I didn't know it. You were a beautician at one time, right?
Yeah.
Under the name Mr. Danny,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, that's true. That's right.
I don't know why that cracks me up.
Well, it's a funny image, I think. You see me running around with the scissor and the comb, doing hair. My sister's, matter of fact, my sister who I worked for, she's out here now.
Yeah.
And my mom is out here.
Yeah.
They came out to visit. They live in Jersey, and they
Yeah.
they come out to visit. Got a lot of Jersey people here.
Yeah.
great.
Staying for a while?
Mom?
Yeah.
Yeah, she stays for a month and then stays for 2 or 3.
Yeah?
Yeah, she's.
Did you get along well with her?
Oh yeah. Oh, I get along well with you.
A lot of people, I mean, nothing against mothers or fathers, but can't take 2 or 3 months
Oh,
with,
but Julia is great. You remember Julia was on she did Taxi. You remember the?
You did have your mother on taxi,
Yeah,
didn't
you
you?
remember she played my mom on 2 shows, and it was terrific.
That's
Yeah, it
interesting.
was great. Yeah.
Has she ever had any acting
No,
experience at all?
she had never done anything before, but it's, she was in her late 70s. We were trying to cast, Louis' mother, and it was going on and on and on, trying to, people were coming in, and Ed Weinberger, who was the creator of the show, he wasn't happy, and he said to me, Dan, why don't we, we give Julia a call? And I said, I'm not going to, my mother's 78 years old. I'm not going to call her and say, come out and do the show. It's a live audience and all this. So he said, well, let's try it out. We put her on the speakerphone. He calls her in Jersey. And he says, Mrs. DeVito, this is Ed Weinberg. We want to, we're looking for somebody to do the show. It's not a lot of lines. We'd like you to play Louis' mother on the show. She cut him off. She said, hey, I could do dialogue. so he
Everybody's in the show business.
yeah,
I
so
can do dialogue.
he flew her out, and they picked her up in a limousine. She was very thrilled, and when it came time to the only thing she wanted was she smoked like a fiend, like a chimney. I mean, she had to have her cigarettes, and she had to have a TV in the dressing room for her
Well, why
soap
not?
operas. She wouldn't want to.
Well, sure.
She didn't want to miss them.
Yeah,
I
and
don't
she-
blame her.
And she was pretty good at it, too, wasn't she?
Well, she was very good in the show. The first show, I put her in the home.
Yeah.
I don't even remember it, but I put her in a home, and then in the end, I go get her. Louis softens up, goes and gets his mother. In the second show, a year later, she did that. They brought her back, and
Yeah.
she played a woman who she married a Japanese man. I don't know if you ever saw the show.
It's a pretty smart stroke of casting, though.
Yeah, I think
Bring
so.
your mom in. You grew up in Jersey.
Yeah.
Do you still keep your friends? Do you still
Oh yeah.
remember some of the guys you grew up
Oh
with? as a
yeah,
kid?
absolutely. Well, I don't see them much,
Yeah.
because I'm out here. But whenever we have like a premiere of a movie or something in New York, or with Tin Men, we just had we had a showing at the Museum of Modern
Yeah.
Art, and I brought all the guys up, Louis Scarpati and Sal Burdesco and yeah, Major Yacarino, Major.
Those are great names.
And Nicky Adio, and
And then they always had the nicknames, too.
the nicknames. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey you.
Hey, you. What do you play in the Tin Man? It's
Well, Tin Men it's a wonderful movie. It takes place in 1963 in Baltimore. It's directed and written by the same man who did Diner, and his name is Barry Levinson, and he's just a brilliant writer. Richard Dreyfuss, myself, Barbara Hershey, and I play a Tin Man. A Tin Man is a term used for aluminum siding salesman, guys who sell tin,
right.
and it's it's really a wonderful film. It's a little different from anything
Right.
I've done before. It's kind of like it's comedy. It's a very funny film, but it also has great personal touches and some warm moments, and and it's a slice of life. Barry's just sensational at that.
we've got a small
We have a
clip of film here. I don't know what the scene is.
Well, it's what it is if you saw a diner, you know, one side of the diner, according to Barry, was all these young guys, and the other side of the diner were the tin men, these salesmen who would come in and they would hang out. The normal life, the daily routine of a tin man was he would get up around 10, you know, hang out a little bit, go to the diner at 11 or 12, you know, shoot the breeze, go to the track, and then when the sun went down, he'd sell tin. So this is like our meeting at the diner, and it's Monday morning and takes place in the 60s. And
Watch the monitor from the Tin Man.
You watch Ed Sullivan, right? Which act do you like better, the guy who spins the plates, or do you like the guy with the hand puppets?
Senor Wences.
Right, Senor Wences.
I love this guy. Senor Wences.
He's good.
He's the best.
I mean, that's good comedy.
He's better than the guy who spins the
Of
plates.
course he's better than
He's
the guy.
better. He got
No,
the
this guy,
stats.
plus he's got no overhead. The man's got a hand, a chalk, and a box.
A little
And
lipstick.
that's it. Every once in a while, he puts a little wig on it.
Hello, sir. For the keys, all right?
I love him. I love the guy.
I'm going to tell you something.
This
Bonanza is not an accurate depiction of the West. That's all I'm saying. Do you ever watch that show?
Is
Bonanza.
somebody talking about Bonanza in here?
Today's a bonanza
Oh, it's
day.
today. It's Monday.
Monday. Today is
Must be.
bonanza day.
Bonanza Day, the big B Day.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
excuse me.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
Ben,
yeah,
you
go on,
got
you
it,
laugh,
you know
you
what I mean?
laugh about
Ben
it.
and the boys
You
doing
can
it.
laugh about it, but it's just unbelievable. We ever see the show? It's a 50-year-old father and three 47-year-old sons. You know why they get along good? Because they're all the same age. Hey, Pa, you ride the horse, and I'll go to town. Come on, what kind of show is that?
Well, I don't look. I'm not an authority on it like you are, but I mean, I occasionally watch Bonanza, and I think it's like, can you believe here's a man who's got 3 kids from 3 different wives? They all died at childbirth. What is this
You've
here?
been a hell of a man.
Who's gonna go around there? He's the kiss of death.
That's wonderful dialogue, huh? I'll tell you something. It's not often that somebody comes on the show with a film clip where you want to see a little more. Usually you
thank
see
you.
something, you're saying, gee, that's not
Thank you,
bad, but
thank
this
you.
is this great dialogue.
Hey, well, Barry is just, he was born in Baltimore, and he has that whole feeling of, you know, the ambiance, all the
Yeah.
feelings, you know, the character, idiosyncrasies and things.
What was a 50-year-old man with 3 47-year-olds? That's
Jackie
Senior
Gale.
Wences with no overhead.
Jackie Gale he's hysterical in this film.
That's funny.
It's a wonderful
I
character.
wish you well
to play.
with it.
Thank you.
Looks like a good picture. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. Calvin Trillin drops in occasionally on the show. He's a well-known humorist. He's written several books. He writes for The New Yorker and has a nationally syndicated newspaper column. Would you welcome, please, Calvin Trillin. Danny said he couldn't spell. You are a journalist. You are a writer. Is it necessary to be a good speller? To be a good journalist?
I hope not. I was raised in a home where it was considered very important. When I was a kid in Kansas City, my father had a standing offer of this staggering array of prizes for anybody who could spell one word. The word was Yifnif.
Yifnif.
Yeah, it sounds like a very simple word. We couldn't spell it. We finally got a ringer in, my cousin Keith from Salina, who had got to the finals of the Kansas State Spelling Bee. And he did what I think is the best effort. We knew it was complicated. He did YYGH KNIPH. Yifnif.
Yifnif.
Yeah, I'm sorry the Rotan had to duck out for his late show or something, because I'd like to ask him about that. I'd also like to ask him about pneumono-ultramicroscopic silicovolcanoconiosis.
What the hell is that? Is that a word?
Yeah, when I was a kid, that was the longest word in the dictionary, at least we thought it was. And I think for some high school club or something, I had to learn how to spell that, and I spelled it quite well for...
Can you do that again?
No, actually,
I thought it was anti-disestablishmentarianism or something
no.
like that.
Actually, I say no proudly because I've been trying to forget how to spell it for years, because I think that there's a lot of stuff like that that just clutters up our minds. You know, that if we could get rid of that, like when I quit, I don't believe that stuff about only using a little bit of our brain. I think we're all going flat out.
Right.
You know, I mean, I think that's all there is.
This is it.
Right, this is it, right. And so I figure if you know a word like pneumono-ultramicroscopic silicovolcanoconiosis, I've been trying, as you see, I can still say it. I've been trying to forget that.
Yeah.
I think if I forgot that, I would know my Social Security number.
Yeah,
I would have
clear that out of there.
yeah, because when I forgot how to spell it, I was able to remember my Army serial number.
Stuff like that.
It was several years after I got out of the Army, but it was, and it doesn't come up very often.
No, most
You
people
can't
don't
work
ask
it
you
in the
about it.
conversation.
Can you still remember your serial number?
Tonight was the first time we won all microscopic silicovolcanosis, and I had to use.
I'm trying to think of my
that.
service now. I can remember it.
Is that right?
7570154. I think that's because they drill that into you so
well,
much.
can you spell pneumonia ultramicroscopic?
No,
silico-
no way. No
I've
way.
been trying
When
to.
you write, you proofread, or if you don't know how to spell a word, you just take a stab at it and let somebody else go to the...
No, I yell into my wife.
Do you say?
Yeah. She can't spell the same words I can't spell. Yeah, I married her under the impression that she could spell a curd. I was misled.
That's a whole new
Yeah,
approach to
yeah.
marriage. You
Well, it's
marry
compatibility,
if
that's
she can
right.
really spell
Yeah.
words that you don't have.
I've been trying to forget the Greek alphabet. For that same club, I had to learn the Greek alphabet forward and backward. And I managed to forget it backwards, but I can't forget it forward. I think if I could forget it forward.
Can you do the whole Greek alphabet?
Oh, yeah, alpha, beta, gamma, delta, epsilon, zeta, eta, theta, iota, kappa, lambda, mu, nu, xi, omicron, pi, rho, sigma, tau, epsilon, phi, chi, psi, omega.
Very good.
No, you're supposed to applaud when I forget it. I mean, that's what I'm trying to do.
Then leave room for other things. You get that stuff out of there.
Yeah, that's right, because it's of little value,
All right.
I think.
Memory. Are you good at memory? What were you
Yeah.
doing as the joke was going around Washington on August 8th, 1985? It is possible to forget.
August 8th, I was at home, I was at home thinking that the president might be getting a little slow. Yeah, I think he's having the same problem, this kind of overload
Too much?
problem. He knows some things he doesn't really need, all those Hollywood anecdotes or anything. He doesn't need those. See, if he could get rid of the Hollywood anecdotes and get rid of the plot of some of those old Dana Andrews movies and stuff like that, because they don't come up very often
No.
for the president.
No,
I
that's
mean,
true.
they don't need them. And then he could maybe, in place of, say, the Dana Andrews movies, he could get the names of the cabinet. Something like that. That'd be good.
Some useful information.
Yeah.
That's not a bad theory. You just think it's just
No.
overloaded, huh?
Get rid of the other thing, you could tell which one's Iran, which one's Iraq, which is hard.
That's right. Do you think there's too much information nowadays? People are exposed to too much stuff? It's like magazines. There are 9 million you can't read all the stuff that's out nowadays.
Well, that's true. And then they ask you to read more. You know, I've got a new thing now for those little cards in the magazines.
You just go through and they fly out.
Yeah, but no, I take a very positive approach because it says right on them that the magazine will pay the postage. It doesn't say they'll pay the postage if you want to subscribe. It says they'll pay the postage, and the people who sort those things have terribly boring jobs. So I try to cheer them up. I send a thing in. It's called circulation fulfillment, that department. I don't subscribe. I just say, keep up the good work, circulation fulfillment people. That's right. There's no use getting mad about those things. So if I hear something, you know, that I think I'd like to share with them, I was walking in New York the other day. Really, it's really true. I was walking in the village where I live, and a panhandler came up and said, do you have a little change? I'd like to buy some junk bonds. So I went home and got Newsweek and Time and tore out the cards and said, hey, guys, here's one you might like to hear. And sent them to the circulation fulfillment people.
So that's the way you handle those little...
I do the same thing with the people who call you at dinner time and tell you you've been pre-selected for a trip to Hawaii. I don't hang up. I say, great, Hawaii. Well, I remember my Uncle Harry when he went to Hawaii. And, you know, my Uncle Harry's the one who's got the theory that the first place Columbus landed in the New World was in Kansas City, right there, what's now the corner of 11th and Walnut. And then, you know, he was coming through the Gulf of Mexico, and then he went out the Mississippi, took a sharp left right there at the Missouri, and just went right straight there to Kansas City. Brown that time he's saying, no, wait a minute. I learned it years ago from people when they first started putting music in elevators. I was working in a place where some people didn't like it.
Captive audience.
And what they did was they wouldn't leave the elevator till the song was over. They'd say, this is a real nice song. And so they just stood there. You know, the door won't close. You just stood there. And So pretty soon they didn't have them in the elevator. Now, so I think maybe if everybody sends little messages, I don't know if they'll still have them, but at least the people in circulation fulfillment will have them.
I think it's a good idea, and it makes other people happy.
Yeah, that's right. If any of y'all know any jokes or anything like that, you just send them over there.
Good idea.
That's right. They'll pay the postage. Don't worry about that.
We'll be right back. Just have a minute, sir. Any other life irritations that drive you nuts?
No, well, these new hotels now that tell you that they're going to get your shoes shined if you leave them outside the door. I'm terrified of that because I happen to know that the Prime Minister of Finland came to Washington once and left his shoes out the door at the White House, and he woke up the next morning and they'd been donated to the Salvation Army. So I'm scared of all that
So you
stuff.
don't leave the shoes
No,
out there?
No.
Anyway, thanks for coming on that. That's funny
you.
stuff. And next time I get a subscription thing, I'm going to take your advice
Well,
and send it back. And they will
Write
pay.
something nice.
And they will pay the
Oh,
postage.
yeah.
Yeah, okay. Danny, the movie opens when? Is it?
The movie opened on Friday, but it opens wide tomorrow.
Okay, thanks for being here.
Tomorrow, yeah.
Hope it's a big hit for you.
Thank you.
I'm humbled by that applause.